Hey guys, this is Mike coming back with another Joni Bench Hank Greenberg PC update video. Hope everybody's doing well. Getting excited for National, or I think it's 5 weeks from Wednesday coming up, so we're right around the corner. Excited to meet you guys that I haven't before and see my old buddies that I do see most times I go. It's amazing how things have changed. I think I went with Chicago in 13, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of the guys that collected back then that were buddies of mine don't do anymore. Or at least they got busy with kids, families, and cards would be something they'll probably come back to later once things settle down a little. But I am looking forward to see you guys again, and like I said, it's always a great time. Hope me and Brian will be scouting out for Hank stuff, and of course Ben stuff along the way. Got pickups to show you, and I might talk a little about Snoop's last video. I commented on that, but I might go into a little more detail later on this if I don't run too long. Like I said, I might have shown a couple of these on the Facebook. I can't remember now which ones I've shown video and which ones I've shown on Facebook, so I might show a duplicate or two, so bear with me. I got one vintage card. I showed this recently. This is a 1970 Super. These are how they actually look with the round corners, and they got a card back on them. It's a PSA to them. We'll take the SGC and get crossed over. But this is the one I found on eBay the other day. This is a blank back proof. This is a SGC 84 near mint 7, and I'll be going away from it here pretty soon, because if y'all haven't noticed, SGC is making a ton of upgrades. First I'll show this. This is the blank back proof. Never seen one of these. I apparently had a whole collection of them, and he's splitting them up eBay right now. So if you have any players you collect back in that day, go look for them. It's super. But these are, you can see the corners are not rounded. These are rough cards, I guess, before they start cutting them. And they got backs on them. So, very cool addition to the vintage key. SGC is going to a traditional 10-point system instead of 100 points. They're going to be redoing their registry sets to try. I think everything's going to be to try to match PSA and be competitive with them. So I'm very excited about that. And totally redesigning their look as far as the labels go. They're going to keep their black bordered inserts, which I think this look great. So I'm very excited for that right now. Let's see, now going on to modern stuff. I've shown most of this on Facebook. A couple I haven't. This is a 2005 Topps all-time fan favorites. Oh, come on. There we go. Beautiful design. They took the 75 design and put a new picture in and got autographed. I think there's no more than 40 of these made. I think these were changes, which I guess were backing redemption, not for sure. Beautiful auto, great picture of him signing pictures for the fans. I actually had this card and gave it away to a friend who wanted it really bad, and he was going through a lot at the time, and I gave it to him. And it's taken me about a year before the next one popped up. And of course, as soon as I got this one, there's one on there now. It's a rated GS 10 with a 10 auto on now that they want a lot of money for. And this is actually, now that I might as well show this vintage one too. I forgot about it. This is a 1975 Mini. These are much harder to find than the regular two.
especially in a Mint 9. Someone listed this on eBay, and they didn't list it as a mini, they listed it as a regular card. And they priced it at the regular card price, and I just bought it immediately and thinking, well, maybe he'll send me the actual regular one, but he sent me the mini. And I can have that crossed over to you see. Hopefully you'll get a 9. Because the 9s are really tough to get. That's what the 7.5 originally looked like before that time fan favorite. And I've got a Finest Greats, another one I've been looking for a long time. Because I've got number to 25, but this is number to 5 version. And if I can get some focus going here a little bit. No, I need to upgrade the camera, that's for sure. There we go. Number 1 out of 5. Beautiful autograph. One of my all-time favorite pictures of Bench. And this was from Finest maybe last year or the year before. And the other ones I have are all this year's Tier 1. I don't think I've shown this one anywhere yet. This is Tier 1 Talent, which normally Bench is just in the Tier 1 regular autographing. This year they put in, I think, 3 separate categories. This is Tier 1 Talent. I'm not going to do the rainbow in all of them, I think, unless I just get deals down the road. This is the number to 10 version. I think it goes to 40 on the higher version. And I haven't seen the 1 of 1 yet of this. This is a silver ink. Tier 1 is fantastic. Love that. Then this one I got a tip from a fellow YouTuber. I haven't seen one on eBay yet. This is the only one of the 5 I've seen pulled, and I made a deal offline for this one. This is number 4 out of 5. Prodigious Patches. And it's autographed too. This reminds me a lot of the old Sterling. That is just an awesome card right there. Nice auto, nice old picture, Donnie. Looks like from rookie year probably, or maybe second year. Got patches. Looks like the I and N from Cincinnati off the front of the jersey. Nice stitching. Topps hasn't put out many cards like this for Bench. This is really nice. Yeah, I was very glad to get that offline because that could have been priced very online for that. And the other two are the Tier 1 autos. I got this one number to 10 first. I've shown this in the Facebook group. The silver. And yes, this is uniform number, as it says. I don't get too excited about that, but I'm not going to pay extra much for one, but if I can get it, I'll go ahead and take it for sure. And let's see, focus. There we go. And the last bench I'm going to show is this. I just got this and showed it the other day. This is the 1 of 1 popped up. He wanted something crazy like $500 for it, and he went back and forth, and finally the price I thought pretty fair on it. This is the 1 of 1 gold auto. Got the nice red sides on it to match the team color. Beautiful gold auto. Beautiful. Been very fortunate. I think Tier 1's been doing the rainbow for this, the Tier 1 autos for I'm thinking 5 or 6 years, and I've been able to put the rainbow together with the one-of-ones for like 3 or 4, I think 4 of them. Maybe 1 or 2 years I've never seen the one-of-one pop out. So, and well, you can't tell now. I sent it to me in a mag that had this holding it together, which you probably can't see well, but it's the Platinum Brake guy off of YouTube or Breakers TV. And I guess I should be wearing black gloves to show it to you then. I think he's the guy who wears black gloves every time he breaks something. I don't know, I guess I'm more laid back. I like watching Chad, the Fire Hands, watching him for like literally 10 years now, since he was doing it in his home. And this guy's just too slick, and I don't know, it's just a whole different. I don't know what you all think about breakers and stuff. I don't do many breaks, but I do like having it on in the background when I'm working on cars, just kind of as a, white noise in the background. But he's a trip with those back wheels. And I got one Greenberg pickup, which is pretty tough to find. Brian got this at the National last year, and I haven't seen one since, I don't believe. And it popped up again. These are only numbered to 5. These are called Sacred Deployments out of Panini. I think it's Pantheon. Pretty sure it's Pantheon. And this triple relic card with Goose God, Charlie Gehringer, and Hank Greenberg, Tigers from the 30s. Now it says hitters 3 from 6. Now I can't imagine Greenberg hit number 6, maybe his rookie year, but after that I'm sure he moved up to the moved up a couple notches after that. Gehringer's got a nice couple jersey patch, school jersey. Greenberg never has anything but bat relics. He never had a relic besides bats. So if I ever saw one, I'd either think it's a fake, or you would be amazed how much a relic card would go for if they cut up a jersey or a hat or something like that. That is really cool. Get that one for sure. Yeah, I know y'all. I'm sure everybody's been watching Snoop's channel. He's been out some amazing videos around the hobby and giving his opinion on things and telling you what's coming out and giving you his story on his takes on things and showing you stuff just to let you make your own decision. His last video was really, really good, I thought. They're talking about Topps might making a deal to extend their exclusive rights to baseball. One video here, Topps might be sold, and the next one you hear is going to extend their license on baseball, so you just don't know what's going to happen. I hope Topps stays in the baseball card market's all I care about. I'm a Topps guy. Don't care much for Panini unless they put out something for, that's really nice for bench or something, or Hank. But for deck would be great if they. I don't have a problem with anybody else getting a license. I do agree that more competition might lead to better products. The problem I have even with, we used to collect almost everything on bench, and it's just too much stuff out there. And then I switch over to mostly Topps, because I will have a nice looking card. I don't care who makes it, if I really like it. But the Topps that I chase for my collection, they make so much stuff that I can barely keep up with them. And prices seem to be going up. I don't know if that's across the board. You guys might mention that if you do a comment. On the higher stuff, people are asking a lot more for bench stuff, so I haven't been able to buy as much as I used to. But because I'm kind of old-fashioned, I have a price in mind, and unless it's something really exceptional, I'm not going to get too far above what I think it's worth. Because I don't do it as an investment per se. Most 98% of the stuff I buy stays in my collection. Talking about BGS stopping the 10-day around or maybe it's PSA, one of the grading groups. And, my take is, I think he was talking about how collectors are growing in the hobby. I think collectors are there, but I think because someone has to buy this stuff. But I think the hobby's really been dominated by investors here lately that want to get these cards, they want to get them graded, and they want to get them and flip them as quick as possible, strike while the iron's hot, charge outrageous prices. I mean, the Otani stuff is just, it's just crazy to me. I don't understand. People have brought this up before. You can get Hall of Famers and nice grades or rare cards for the same price. You can get a, Otani or something, or, I just don't get that kind of stuff. I can see where the card had value and such, good value, but when you're talking 5 figures, it's kind of crazy to me. But to each his own. The only thing I'm afraid of is later down the road when investing becomes a little not as popular with baseball and people move on to something else, what's going to happen to the value of the card we had to pay in the meantime? Because they'll probably drop when there's less people out there buying it. It'll be good because future boxes and breaks will be cheaper because they won't be able to charge the products they have. But in the meantime, if we buy now during this period, I think down the road we're going to find we overbought on some, except for the people that buy and flip. But I'm just not that type of person. I'm not an investor hardly at all. I mean, if I see a good deal on something, I might buy and flip it real quick, but that's very rare for me. So I'm just looking at collecting in the meantime and worried about what will happen to some of that investment down the road. But we'll see. It all usually shakes out. Some people say it's kind of a modern junk era, and I don't know. That's hard to believe as far as the hard stuff with such short printing. It just depends on how much people will collect. I mean, the new Top Series 2 bench has got 2 autograph cards that are numbered to 5, and one of them did go over for $100 and change. But looking back, I probably should have tried to get it, but I just thought it was a little overpriced. But 2 others have come out and wanting over 200, and one wants like 400 for it. There's just no way in the world. So you have to be patient anymore, but it's tough. And you gotta hope those very short printing cards will pop up down the road. A lot of times they pop up now, these numbered to 5 or less, and you might have to wait a year or 2 before you'll see it again once these are scooped up. So, it's just, I don't know, comment on Snoop's video or comment down here and let me know what you all think about the hobby now. It'll be interesting at Nats to see how it's doing with prices and such, and the vintage is still going up too. So I just think investors are a big part of the hobby now, more so than collectors are there, but the investors are pushing, and collectors are trying to keep up, but they're paying a lot higher prices, I would think. Bradley, if you're watching this, I mean, you can talk about, I'm sure Griffey cards on average go for I buy a bench, I'm sure his is at least 4 times to 5 times more expensive. And I can imagine what like the tier 1 for Griffey would cost. If he's in the set this year, I don't know, but I gotta think that his 1 of 1 would be well over $1,000, maybe $2,000. So I don't know. I was interested to see what you think about the state. Everybody in here collects something a little different. Make a comment on next videos or on the Facebook page. And as far as what you collect, where do you see it heading right now? Or what is it, a good time, a bad time? Let me know what you put it on Facebook or put it on a video you release. I think it's very interesting to hear people's opinions stuff. Anyway, I'm sure I'm getting rambling a pretty long time now, so good to make another video. It's been a while, and I might do one before National, maybe not, depending on what happens. I was tipped off by a couple guys in the group that about a one of the bat knobs popped out, and I'm trying to work a deal on that, but I haven't heard back anything yet, so we'll see how that shakes out. But always interested in those when I can get them at a decent price. So anyway, everybody enjoy your weekend. I hope everybody's getting excited for Nationals. There's some videos talking about Nationals coming up and what you're doing and where you're at and who you're staying with and who's coming. Yeah, everybody will get together, I'm sure, once we get down there. And Brian, please get your flight booked so we can get everything finalized here. Because my buddy's been kind of putting that off, and he knows that, I don't know, I think Joy is that's irritating me. But I want to make sure we got all the plans together so when we hook up, we can get to the show and go to the sneak peek Wednesday night, and hopefully hit up with a bunch of YouTube guys and go out and have a few beers and watch some people open some cards and just hang out for a long time. So anyway, take care of you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.